Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our Build info session. We're very excited to have you hear a little bit more about our program, hear from the Build coordinators and mentors about their experiences, and answer any questions you guys have. A few housekeeping items before we get started. One, this session is being recorded and will be posted on our Build website, which we'll show at the end. So in case you forget anything or want to come back and listen, you can always find the recording of this session on our website. Two, as I mentioned, if you guys could turn cameras on, that'd be awesome so we can see your faces and engage with you. And finally, feel free to ask any questions you have in the chat as we're going through, or at the end, we'll also leave a lot of time for a live question and answer for you to answer whatever questions you have. And with that, we'll get into it. First, want to introduce the team real quick. So my name is Kishore Murthy. I'm going to be a senior in the MSB, majoring in finance and operations and analytics with a minor in economics. And I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. Mason, you want to go?
I'm Mason. I am going to be a junior in the MSB studying accounting and management, and I'm originally from just outside of Philadelphia. And I'll pass it off to Clark.
Cool. Hey everyone, my name's Clark. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I am a senior in the MSB, the McDonough School of Business, and I'm studying finance and international business.
Hey guys, I'm Haley and I'm going to be a junior in the MSB. I'm studying finance and accounting and I'm from right outside of Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey everyone, I'm Natalie. I am studying operations and analytics and marketing with a minor in Spanish, and I'm from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Great. Thank you. And unfortunately, Dre is not here. It was not available to join us today, but he's one of our best coordinators. So this is the Build coordinator team. And before we get into it, we're excited to share a little bit about what Build is. We want to play a quick video for you. Hopefully you guys can hear this.
Welcome to Build.
BUILD stands for Business Undergraduates Invested in Leadership Development.
We are a one-week pre-orientation program for incoming first-year and transfer students in the McDonough School of Business.
BUILD prepares students for success academically, professionally, and personally.
This week consists of lectures from Georgetown faculty, company site visits, panels, leadership activities, social events, and more.
Last year's Build Week included
visits to Boeing, Marriott, and Deloitte,
panels on clubs and global opportunities,
dinners at local DC restaurants,
an evening programming like Build Olympics,
and more.
Throughout Build Week, you'll have the chance to meet professors, upperclassmen mentors, and fellow students who will be coming to your community here at Georgetown.
The memories you make during Build Week will last for a lifetime and set the foundation for your Georgetown experience.
Build is great because of the community, the atmosphere, and the lessons you learn along the way.
My favorite part of Build was entering Georgetown with 40 new friends and a handful of incredible mentors.
I love Build because you're going to be there.
So why wait? Apply now to be a part of our Build 2024 cohort.
You won't regret it.
Best of luck, and we look forward to meeting you soon.
Welcome to Build! Warriors Access!
Right. Pass it off to Clark now.
Cool. Thank you, Kishore. Love that video. So you got a little bit of an overview there, but I'll expand a little bit on talking about like what exactly is Build. So we fall under the umbrella of the McDonough School of Business, or the MSB. So every student within the program is part of the MSB undergraduate program. And as for what exactly it is, you can kind of see the bolded word there. It's all about transitioning students, first-year students and transfer students into the business school and Georgetown as a whole. And so as Build, we understand that this transition doesn't just mean academic, but rather it's more of a holistic transition, academically, professionally, and of course, personally. So you'll see throughout the course of this webinar and also on our additional information on our social media and on the website, that it's not just about the academic exposure, of which you get wonderful exposure to the different majors, the different opportunities within the business school. But then also you get to engage with corporate visits and other corporations and get that professional exposure, as well as being surrounded by a community from day one. So it's great. And as you can see on the next slide, perfect. This is kind of like a general overview of Build. So we'll get into exactly what the Build Week is in a moment, but essentially you have that first week that happens before freshman orientation, but it doesn't just stop there. Throughout the course of the year, you'll also attend a series of what we call rebuilds, which essentially is where the whole cohort gets back together for a series of professional, academic, or personal events. So in the past, these have ranged from corporate visits from Deloitte, a consulting organization, to more social activities like ice skating or karaoke. So it's a great moment to both meet back up with everyone and see how they've grown, then also reflect on your own progress and prepare for other events that might happen throughout the year. And then, of course, finally, there also is that more informal Build community that you'll continue to hear more and more about. When you join Build, you're paired with a mentor, and so they continue to guide you throughout the year. It doesn't just stop at the pre-orientation program. I'm a senior now, and I still reach out to my mentor from freshman year for guidance and personal advice. But then in addition to that, of course, you do make a ton of friends through Build, and you'll have kind of these more informal rebuild sessions. So you get that immersion throughout the year through both formal and informal means. But who exactly can apply to Build? Well, I'll pass that off to Mason to kind of talk about on the next slide.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. As you've seen in the video, as Clark and Kishore have mentioned, anybody who's coming into the McDonough School of Business at Georgetown in their first year, whether they're a first-year freshman or a transfer student, can apply to Build. We'd be excited to welcome you into our community. And what that includes is coming to school early, which is really exciting, and you get to meet a bunch of new people, so we'd love to be that first community for you. And looking at Build Week at a glance, as we continue into the next slide, 3 of the main activities that we'll be getting to participate in are meeting the deans, engaging in faculty lectures, and going on corporate visits. When it comes to meeting the deans, it's a really great way to make sure your academic dean knows your name, knows your face. And personally, I don't know any other person who comes into their college experience on a first name basis with the dean of their entire school. But we get to talk to Dean Almeida, who's in charge of the MSB as a whole, and then also Dean Grant, who is the undergraduate dean for us. And she is super great, super engaged in Build. So those are some really great connections to make right as you're entering college here. And then also engaging in faculty lectures. You'll most likely have all the teachers that we come to see and Build in your time at Georgetown. So getting to know them, getting to learn what they're about, getting to know what the different areas of study are about that is super beneficial to the entire experience at Georgetown. And then also, as Clark mentioned, we are not just trying to get you academically prepared for college. We are trying to get you holistically prepared to be part of the Georgetown McDonough School of Business community. And that includes going on exciting corporate visits. Last year, we went to Boeing, Marriott, and Deloitte, as was mentioned, and we've got some super exciting corporate visits coming up too. And with that, I'll pass it off to Haley to keep letting us know about the Build Week.
Awesome. Thanks, Mason. Yeah, so a few more things that you'll get exposed to through Build Week. One of them is close mentorship. So this is really what we believe is at the heart of the program. As soon as you are accepted into the program, you will get paired with an upperclassman mentor. So this is a really great opportunity to meet someone who's been in the business school for a while and is really excited to share everything that they've learned throughout their experience with you, but also someone who's really eager to just become friends with you and get to know you and help you transition into Georgetown. So this week you'll get to spend a lot of time with your mentor, but also the other mentors in our cohort. And we have a fantastic group of mentors. So we're really excited for you to get to meet them and become friends with them. I'm sure that you'll get to stay friends with these mentors, not just during Build Week, but during the rest of your time at Georgetown, which is really exciting. We'll also participate in bonding activities and projects. So the one shown here is our entrepreneurship activity. There are a lot of different ways that we try to get the entire build cohort to meet each other. Even though there's a lot of people in the cohort, we try to engage in activities where you get to meet and befriend as many people as possible and partake in activities that are not only fun, but also developing some strong skills that will help you out in the business school. And then lastly, looking at what we do during Build Week, we get to explore campus and DC. So the fact that you get to come to school early really gives you an advantage in terms of your ability to start settling in and understanding your surroundings a bit more. So in terms of being able to explore campus, we will spend a lot of time in the business school, but you also get acquainted with your dorms and just everything across campus. And then you'll also get that exposure to the Georgetown area and also some other corporate site visits that we take across DC. So great exposure there too. Awesome. And then just really hammering home the 3 key ways that we see Build as like very essential to the transition to Georgetown and to the MSB. We see it not only academically, but professionally and personally and socially too. So with the academics, the opportunity to meet faculty across all of the different majors within the MSB is really a great learning experience to dive deeper into what these majors are, what these classes are. It's great to get to know the professors and have those familiar faces as you're starting to take classes and just seeing people around the business school. And we also do with all of these team projects. These are something that definitely come up during your time as a student in the business school. So it's great practice there too. Then looking professionally, we go on these corporate site visits and we also get to speak with alumni and various people in the industry to also help you gain exposure, not only to, what you're interested in studying, but also interested in varying career paths. And so I think that learning from people who are more experienced is something that we try to help everybody get to learn about, just the wide variety of career paths that our business school students get to take part in. And we also try to provide workshops. We'll work on LinkedIn and things like that, and just really helping you become more well-rounded professionally as well as you start your time at the business school. So then lastly, and something that we think is super duper important in terms of what Build has to offer, is the personal and social development. So the fact that you get to be a part of a cohort with so many new students, but also so many upperclassmen, it really is a great opportunity to make lots of nice friends before everyone else even comes to campus. And especially that mentorship that's super tight-knit is something that's really unique to Build. And it's something that will last you far beyond Build Week itself. And Build Week is a great way to start continuing developing that relationship. And then it also will just provide you with that early exposure to Georgetown's culture. And thankfully, we have some mentors here who are so excited to be partaking in Build Week yet again this year, and they have some stories that they want to share with you guys. So I will pass it off. I believe Yuritsa is going to be the first one to share about her Build experience.
Hi everyone, my name is Yuritsa. I'm going to be a sophomore in the MSB, and I'm from New York City. So I would say like my first introduction to Build was I met one of our old coordinators. Her name was Caro, and she said the way that she said my name, she was like, "Oh, hi, Jarita," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she said my name in Spanish," and I'm Hispanic, so I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is so cool." So I already felt like so welcomed. And I would say that Build provided me with a network of amazing people that supported me through my first year. I was especially able to, my mentor in moments when I needed support with literally anything. She was always there, especially with class registrations. You will all learn that it's kind of stressful at times, but when you have someone that can give you advice, it really makes it super easy. And overall, it's just really nice to have a safety net of people that you can rely on. And we also have lots of fun. We do learn a lot about the MSB in the first week. We have lots of fun throughout the week and during the school years. I definitely recommend that you all apply.
Hi, my name is Minato Matsuoka. I'm going into junior year of college, and I was formerly a transfer student. So the thing about me for Build was that I was kind of like on the edge of like joining. I was like, do I really want to write like 3 essays to like apply for a program I'm not really sure I want to get into? But like I was like, you know what? I'll just copy my college essays. I'll see what I do. I got it and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. And honestly, that was one of the best decisions I ever made. Like, Build is so much better than you like what it seems to be. Like, it's kind of scary, just like rewriting essays, or maybe like coming into college early might seem a little daunting, but it is honestly a great experience. Everyone at Build is so welcoming to be here. And great, there's great food. Free food is best. Free food is honestly great, but also the programming is so intensive and also very inclusive of what really Georgetown is. So you kind of get like a serving platter of what Georgetown is, even before like everyone starts coming in, and before you're really overwhelmed with like the college experience, which is great reason to apply for Build.
I'm Ella, and I'm a rising sophomore in the MSP, and I'm super excited to be one of your mentors next year. I cannot overstate the role that Build played in my freshman year. I remember when I first got into Georgetown, I was terrified to be coming to a new campus where I wouldn't know anyone. But when I first got to Build, I remember I felt so welcome by both my mentees and mentors. And this has just been continuous throughout the whole year. On a personal level, I have met so many of my best friends through Build, and we've continuously stayed close. Like, I'm grabbing dinner with one of them tonight. So the community just stays so close throughout all 4 years, from what I've seen. And the mentorship has also just been such an amazing experience. For me, when I came to Georgetown, I had no idea what I wanted to study, what I wanted to do professionally, and that's totally okay. And Build really kind of introduced me to the MSB culture and also the opportunities that I had at Georgetown. And that really helped me, especially when I was applying to clubs, for instance, or knowing what networking events to attend to. And lastly, I think the mentors have just been such an amazing resource for me. Like last night, I sent my resume to one of my mentors, and she got back to me and like looked over it. And this is the same, especially with clubs. I sometimes joke with my friends that builders do everything. They're all in clubs, they're in so many different industries. So if you ever need to reach out to someone, there's someone in the Build network that be more than willing to help, grab coffee, practice interview questions, or really help with anything, whether that's personal or professional. So I really encourage all of y'all to apply, because it's been such an amazing experience for me, both personally and professionally.
Thank you to our wonderful mentors for sharing a little bit about what it means to be a part of Build. And now that we've heard about what it's like to be part of the Build family, let's look at how you can join. So our application is already open. You can find it. It is linked in our Instagram bio and through your campus groups with your Georgetown email. So that application will be due June 9th. And of course, if you have any questions leading up to it, we're all open. We'll talk about ways to get in contact with us after this. Feel free to reach out if you have any hesitations or questions. You will be notified of acceptances by June 28th. And we will ask that you get back to us by early July. That exact date will be sent out with the notifications. And then move-in for Build does begin August 18th. So just keeping that window open, and we hope to get back to you soon.
And with that, we open it up to you. Does anybody have any questions about Build, about Georgetown, about anything? Maybe have answer. Yeah, Alyssa.
Thank you for the great presentation. I actually had like a few questions actually. First of all, like I noticed there was no word limit for the responses, so I was wondering if you guys had like a length in mind. Secondly, if you can, like, is there any way you could like reveal some of the corporate visits, perhaps a little teaser for us? And lastly, what are you guys looking for in applicants, if that's something that you can summarize?
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as the word limit, I feel like we're not looking for anything too crazy. Maybe something around like 200, 250. It can really be as long or as short as you want it to be. I know we do have a couple shorter ones that might be around like 50 words. So definitely feel free. But if you feel like we're definitely not being super strict with that. And then was your second question about corporate visits? Yes. Okay. So some of them are, still in the works, but we have a very close partnership with Deloitte. Like literally physically close too. They're right across the river from campus. A bunch of you can probably see them from your future dorm room windows. So we'll definitely see Deloitte during Build Week, and then throughout the year, they also do a lot of rebuilds with us as well. And then the third and final question about, what we might be looking for in applicants? Yeah. Really, the best advice that we can give you is to be authentically you. We'd love to hear about, your experience, maybe something that you're looking forward to in college. And really, one of our questions is about why you want to apply to Build. And so we really want to hear about what you're hoping to get out of the program, because then we can figure out the best way to help everybody out. So definitely be authentic. Was that everything, Alyssa?
Yeah, thank you so much. That was really good.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions? I mean, if not, please. Oh yeah, Andrew, hi.
Like, what do you think is one of the most unexpected benefits that Build has helped you through?
I think that's something that I was really surprised by, was just the absolute amazing network that Build has. I feel like network is such a gross word for me because it makes me think of being very transactional. But as Ella was saying, everybody is doing everything. And so there are so many people who are involved in Build, and you might think, oh, it's a business school club. Everybody just does business and they learn how to wear suits or whatever. But really, Build just has people who are involved in such amazing things. One of the mentors from last year was on the ballroom dancing club, and we've got a bunch of people who are involved with the different writing groups on campus. So it's just incredible what everybody's involved in. And I feel like by seeing your friends and mentors involved in so many things, it kind of gives you an idea of oh, I don't just have to be this one thing. I can be as many things as I want to be. And I really felt that was a really good confidence builder that, I don't think I would have been exposed to if I hadn't been in Build. So
Yeah, Andrew, great question. I'll add in a thought here too. I think for me, the most unexpected outcome, obviously I knew, oh, it'll introduce me to classes I can take, or professors, and very academically and professionally would set me up. But I ended up meeting some of my best friends, and even outside of Build now, they're my closest friends. And that's something that I didn't think would come out of Build when I was first applying. I think it's such a unique community where you're together, you're spending a lot of time together, and you all have some basic set of interests, but also within that community, there's a lot of diversity. So it's this perfect balance where I think this happens every single year, where the Build cohort becomes very close and becomes good friends even outside of the Build context. I don't know if any other coordinators or mentors have things to add.
Yeah, I can just echo everything that you've already said about the network. I would say it was daunting for me to show up to some of my first year classes, and you're asked to form these groups already. And when you don't know anyone, it can be a bit scary. But with Build, you'll find that the MSB itself is pretty small, and you start to get to know a lot of people. But when you show up, you're already going to have some other builders in your classes. And I found that a lot of my group projects, my first 2 years, ended up being with other builders, because we already had that connection and we worked well together, or we were learning, or we knew each other. And it's just really fun to already kind of know people in your classes, and have someone throughout your freshman year to get lunch with, just everything that everyone's already said. The community really does mean a lot, and especially when you know people in your classes, it's very comforting if you are coming in without knowing a lot of people.
Yeah, and I'd like to echo everything that Kishore, Mason, and Natalie have said. I think also it's been such an amazing way to meet people that are currently attending Georgetown. And I think the biggest surprise for me was that the alumni network of Build is also very tight-knit. I'll meet people at networking events, and I'll mention just on a whim that I'm a part of Build, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I was a part of Build. And you immediately connect on that front, because the Build community has just been such an amazing experience for everyone. You kind of connect with any of the alumni through that as well.
Yeah, that's really great. Does anybody else have anything to add about, an unexpected benefit, why we love Build? Yeah, cool, awesome. Okay, Christina, I see. All right. For the leader question in the application, does it have to be someone well-known? I would say it can be, you know, anybody who you respect, and, you know, definitely be able to say like, oh, why you respect them as a leader. It can be anybody, like somebody well-known, somebody famous. I didn't do anybody even from the business world, I don't think, when I answered that question. So it can be any leader in any capacity. We just like to hear about what you value in a leader.
Yeah, just going off that, Mason, I think the biggest thing to nail there is talk about like what qualities and characteristics of that leader you admire. I think like a mistake would be just to give the name of the leader and then just describe the things the leader has done or accomplishments. But we really want to learn like what you value in a leader, maybe what type of leader you see that yourself or a leader you can become based on how you're describing this other leader.
That was definitely a great ad, Kishore. That's definitely important to keep in mind. Yeah. Does anybody have anything else? Yeah, you're welcome, Christina. Sophia, yeah, what's up?
Hey, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to share everything with us. I just wanted to ask, because I know that the slides mentioned how Build also gives you a early exposure to Georgetown in general. So how has Build taught you any like unique stuff about the university as a whole? Like, what about Georgetown and stuff like that?
Does anybody from the Build side of things have anything that comes to mind?
I would say when I showed up, I think I didn't realize how much there was to learn about the university, even simple things like completely outside of the business world, like going to the dining hall, like how this works, like Yates, the gym, like on campus, like how to get around, like getting your, like just very simple things that I didn't realize that were something I would need to figure out. The Build family really helped. They gave me a full campus tour. I remember and it was just super helpful because it's things that you don't think about necessarily that were super helpful. But then also, I think it was kind of mentioned like how unique it is to be able to meet with like our deans firsthand, like Dean Grant, like getting to know her and the connection you form there is really incredible. And just a lot of things outside of the academic world were very helpful. And then also people will be in like first year seminar classes and you're already getting to meet a lot of those professors. So I feel like that was an advantage for me. I met my first year seminar professor because he was giving a lecture to Build, and it was kind of unique to show up to my first day of classes and I already knew one of my professors. And it's just like a good feeling to kind of like you feel more comfortable when you meet professors. And oh yeah, Kishore mentioned Dean Grant is the MSB's undergrad program. She's super special. You will meet her. I don't know, I'm sure other Build coordinators have things they learned that they want to share.
Yeah, I can go off that a bit. I think the first thing you learn when you come to college is as much as what you know you don't know, there's like 10 times more things that you don't know that you don't know. And so having that week as a break between the rush of orientation when everyone's coming to college and we got all these opportunities, but just having that week of like explaining what the academic opportunities are, what the professional opportunities, really gives you more of a general idea of what you're interested in pursuing. And then the other thing that I would kind of push to is Build is very much not like a 1 week program and not even like a 1 year program, but rather something that you continue to lean on, something that I've continued to lean on. Whether it's like at each stage of each year you're in college, you're presented kind of like with different challenges, whether it's like, you know, entering and adjusting to college or beginning to look for internships or post-grad opportunities. But the fact that you're probably connected by 1 or 2 people to whatever you're interested in, there's like a big power to that. And so I guess like going into college is very like a lot's thrown at you, but to be able to take that time and then continuously go back to your first community for help with whatever you're interested in, it's been really powerful. And I'm really grateful for the people within Build.
Yeah, those were such great answers. I really feel like they really highlighted, you know, the ways that Build really connects you to Georgetown and kind of demystifies that college experience before even starting. Yeah. Does anybody have anything else? Any other questions? Yeah, Yu Chang?
Hi, so first, thank you so much for having a meeting today. So my question is, would you mind describing how a day will be look like during the build week?
Absolutely. Haley, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So, something that's really exciting about Build Week is that every day is different. So, you can't expect that it's not going to be the same thing day after day. The days are usually pretty long. So, I'd say we probably start like around 9 in the morning. And we'll like eat breakfast together in the business school. I would say that that's pretty consistent. And then we might go to a faculty lecture. We might go to a corporate site visit. We might have a panel. We might do an activity, and we try to keep the day moving along with a variety of activities. So you're learning different things, meeting new people constantly throughout the day. And then we try to do something fun at night. So something really cool. I don't know if we've actually talked about this yet with the way that the organization is structured, but you're going to be in groups with not only your direct mentee and direct mentor and fellow mentees, but you'll also have the opportunity to be in smaller groups where there's like multiple mentor-mentee pairings. And so you'll get to know those people really well and do some bonding events. One night we'll do a Build Olympics and things like that. So there's like a variety of activities throughout the day. I think that between the like faculty lectures, the activities, the panels, the site visits, it's kept pretty busy. It almost feels like summer camp of sorts, but like mixed in with college orientation, but like business school specific. So there's lots of meeting new people throughout the course of your day, getting to know the cohort better, but also getting to learn about all these variety of opportunities that we have at Georgetown, and also just getting to know each other better and have a fun first week of college.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to call back to something that Manato let us know is we have all of the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner all together as a big build cohort. And we, encourage everybody to, find new places to sit every time so that we can meet MSB students in a super friendly, super relaxed way. And that way everybody gets to, have a meal together. I feel like there are infinite quotes about everybody sharing a meal, having a great time it's a good time. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, another question? Okay, bye, Alyssa. So if nobody has any other questions, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions that you come up with later, or you'd rather ask via the email. You can see our contact information, the Instagram, our email, and then the application link is also pasted there. I guess, but with that, we'd love to thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us. We're super excited to hopefully get to read your applications, get to meet you in the fall. Does anybody else have anything to add as we wrap up?
I think we're all good. Yeah, just plug the contact information, especially our Instagram. We post a lot of information on there and updates. But yeah, other than that, if you do have any like personal questions, feel free to stay back. We'll be on the Zoom for a little bit. But other than that, thank you so much for joining us, and hope you have a great summer.